At least 3 killed after van skids in Semangol. No agents, lobbyists appointed for ECRL civil works. Good evening, welcome to News on 2. Happy Wesak Day to all our Buddhist viewers. I'm Jessica Lee. At least 3 out of 14 Myanmar nationals died when the sport utility vehicle or SUV they were in skidded at kilometre 190 of the North-South Highway plus southbound in Semangol, Perak today. According to a spokesman from the Perak Fire and Rescue Department, the remaining 11 victims were injured, with 5 of them severely injured. The spokesman said they rushed to the scene after receiving a distress call from the public at 7:34 a.m. It was reported that the SUV had skidded and crashed into a road barrier, causing 6 victims to fall from a 20-foot bridge. The 3 victims had died at the scene and were sent to the Parit Bunta Hospital, while those injured were sent to the Taiping Hospital for treatment. Malaysia Rail Link Sdn Bhd MRLSB and China Communications Construction Company Limited CCCC have denied that they had appointed agents or lobbyists to facilitate the pre-qualification of local contractors for 40% of the civil work packages for the East Coast Rail Link ECRL project. They said no contracts for the ECRL civil works will be awarded on a direct tender basis. In a statement today, MRLSB and CCCC stressed that claims by any companies that they have been promised contracts via direct award were absolutely untrue. MRLSB and CCCC announced recently that they had started their pre-qualification exercise aimed at allowing all contractors with the Construction Industry Development Board CIDB Grade G3 to Grade G7 license and a minimum 2-star rating to register and be shortlisted as potential tenderers for civil works. They said qualified local construction companies and contractors were encouraged to take part in the exercise and submit their applications directly at the CCCC counters at the Sime Darby Convention Centre on the 29th and 30th of May. The government has stepped up efforts to combat the production and sales of illicit alcohol in the country following the increase in number of methanol poisoning cases in the country. Now, according to Deputy Health Minister Dr. Lee Boon Chye, a total of 97 methanol poisoning cases were reported last year, with 48 deaths in Selangor, Perak and Kuala Lumpur. Touching on the number of cases recorded this year, Dr. Lee added that there were 13 methanol poisoning cases in Perak with 5 deaths.
Untuk kawalan arak-arak haram ini ada beberapa agensi yang terlibat. Sebab untuk bagi pihak Kementerian Kesihatan, kita lebih kepada kandungan arak yang dijual. Custom sebab mereka tidak membayar excise duty dan sebagainya, dan high wah pengguna dan PDRM pembuat kuasa. Jadi ini merupakan satu multi agency task force yang digerakkan untuk kita menguatkuasakan supaya kita mementras.
Dr. Lee said this in a press conference held after officiating a health program organized by the Perak Chinese Assembly Hall Women's Wing in Ipoh today. The Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry, or KPDNHEP, has given its assurance that there will be sufficient supply of food items such as chicken, eggs and coconut for the upcoming Hari Raya Aidilfitri celebration. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said the ministry, together with the Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Ministry, are working hard to ensure sufficient supply of these items.
Bekalan mencukupi, harga buat masa sekarang kita anggap terkawal sebab berdasar kepada aduan yang sampai kepada KPDSP setiap hari. Okay. Aduan yang kami akan beri tindakan serta-merta adalah aduan yang berupa peningkatan harga mendadak yang itu memudaratkan pengguna. Yang itu sangat-sangat kami concern.
Speaking on another matter, Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution said KPDN HEP has issued a total of 447 notices to 38,000 premises at Ramadan bazaars within the first 10 days of the fasting period throughout the country for failing to display a price tag. He said this when met at the KPDN HEP Ministers' Ihya Ramadan program held together with the Kamubu Agricultural Development Corporation or KADA and the consumer community in Tumpat, Kelantan. Also present were Kamubu Agricultural Development Authority KADA Chairman Datuk Husam Musa and Kelantan State Director General Adnan Abdul Rahman. A total of 32,000 ringgit has been allocated for 16 traders at the Mantin Food Bazaar following its 3-month closure for upgrading works. Seremban MP, who is also Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siu Fook, said of the total allocation, each trader will receive a contribution of 2,000 ringgit. Loke said the upgrading works, which is expected to be completed in July, aims to provide comfort and convenience to the public.
Apabila tak boleh buat perniagaan, mereka hilang punca pendapatan. Itu sebabnya pada hari ini kita datang untuk memberikan sedikit bantuan kepada mereka. Saya telah memperuntukkan daripada pejabat saya bantuan tunai sebanyak RM2,000 kepada setiap penjaja untuk mereka supaya dapat menampung sedikit kos kehidupan mereka selama 3 bulan.
Loke said that they had suggested to the Nilai Municipal Council or MPN for upgrading works to be done at a cost of around 500,000 ringgit. Initially, an initiative of finding an alternative site was to be implemented. However, no suitable site was found. Sabah Infrastructure Development Minister Datuk Peter Anthony today said that the small town of Melalap has been upgraded as a full district. He said the matter was informed to him by Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafi Haji Abdal recently.
Seperti mana yang diumumkan oleh Yang Maha Berhormat baru-baru ini bahawa Melalap telah diluluskan sebagai daerah Melalap. Ini disebabkan populariti yang ada di Melalap sekarang ini sudah melebihi untuk kita membenarkan Melalap ini dikategorikan sebagai daerah. Jadi kita amat berterima kasihlah kepada Yang Maha Berhormat Ketua Menteri.
Dato' Anthony said this at the launch of the Melalap Keamatan Festival in Kampung Kosayan at Kampung Pamilaan in Tenom, Sabah. Various events were held during the festival, which included the Undok Ngadau contest, which saw Evian Verolia Ahajis being crowned the winner of the contest. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and his wife Tun Dr. Siti Hasma Muhammad Ali today wished Malaysian Buddhists a happy Wesak Day. In his posting on his official Facebook page, Tun Dr. Mahathir said Malaysians of the Buddhist faith once again will celebrate Wesak Day in peace and harmony. This, he said, reminding all Malaysians how fortunate we are to be able to live in peace in our diversity. Wesak Day is celebrated today to signify 3 important events in the life of Buddha: his birthday, enlightenment, and death. It is among the major festivals celebrated with prayers as well as processions with floats and colourful flowers. 5 individuals comprising 2 locals, 2 Thai women and a man of Chinese nationality were arrested at 2 entertainment centres in Pontian, Johor this morning. District Police Chief Superintendent Mustafa Bakri Saleh in a statement today said that one of the suspects had owned a gun and was arrested under Section 7, Subsection 2 of the Corrosive and Explosive Substances and Offensive Weapons Act 1958. The case is also being investigated under Section 6, Subsection 2 of the Johor State Enactment and Section 55B of the Immigrations Act and Rule 39B of the Immigrations Regulations 1963. The Eastern Sabah Security Command, or ESCOM, has detained 10 illegal immigrants in a special operation carried out at the Road Checkpoint, or RCP, in Baluran, Sabah on Friday. Now, ESCOM Commander DCP Datuk Hazani Ghazali, in a statement, said those detained, 9 men and a woman aged between 16 and 52, did not have valid identification documents apart from possessing dubious identification documents. DCP Datuk Hazani said that a 4-hour operation that started at 10 p.m. also saw participation of a traffic policeman from Baluran District Police Headquarters, or IPD, and 6 members of the General Operations Forces, or PGA 20th Battalion in Baluran. He added that the operation focused on locations suspected of being frequently used to smuggle non-tax goods and illegal immigrants into the district. All the suspects were taken to IPD Baluran for further action, and the case would be investigated under the Immigrations Act 1959-63. He said monitoring and intelligence in the area would continue to be intensified and strengthened from time to time in an effort to combat illegal smuggling activities to nearby districts such as Sandakan, Lahad Datu, Kunak and Semporna. Now, police yesterday seized 70,000 ringgit worth of fireworks and firecrackers, which were smuggled in using the lake route at the borders of Thailand. Padang Terap Police Chief DSP Noor Idris said police detained a 36-year-old local man together with 20 boxes of fireworks and firecrackers in a 4-wheel drive while conducting patrols around Tasik Aning in Padang Sanai, Kedah. Following his arrest, the suspect later showed the police the location of several other boxes of fireworks and firecrackers, which were kept around the area. Upon investigation, the suspect said that all the seized items were brought in through Tasik Aning to Tasik Sebayo in Thailand. DSP Noor Idris said the case is being investigated under Section 6, Subsection 1 of the Corrosive and Explosive Substances and Offensive Weapons Act 1958. Celebrity chef Adam Muhammad Ismail has passed away at his parents' house in Kota Baru, Kelantan today due to lung infection. He was 29. Now, this was shared by his cousin Natasha Amran via her Instagram posting this morning. Adam's body was brought to the Teleport Mosque for funeral prayers at around 10 a.m. today and was later laid to rest at a Muslim cemetery in Lemal, Pasir Mas around 11:05 a.m. Adam, or popularly known as Adam Didam, was the participant of Hero Oven Season 2 cooking program on TV3. According to a close family member, Adam had been seeking regular checks at a few hospitals after suffering from the illness since early this year. Home ground, Kedah climbed to third spot in Super League action after eking out a 2-1 victory over Melaka at the Darul Aman Stadium in Alustar last night. The winning goal came from Melaka's Jang Suk Won, who had the misfortune of sending the ball into his own net in the 71st minute. The win left the Red Eagles with 22 points, dislodging Selangor from third place and in contention to take on Pahang, who are in second spot with 25 points. In last night's action, Melaka, who have not lost in their last 4 matches, opened their accounts when their Serbian import Luka Milunovic scored in the 31st minute. However, Kedah captain Badrul Bakhtiar found the equaliser in the 61st minute. Meanwhile, Selangor coach B. Satyanathan was disappointed after the Red Giants squad failed to win over PKN PFC in a Super League match played at the Manjung Municipal Council Stadium in Lumut last night. The 60-year-old manager said the 1-1 draw should not have happened because his players played well and capitalised on the chances available to them throughout the 90-minute match. In the match, Selangor scored first in the 28th minute courtesy of imported player Olusegun Ifedeo before PKN PFC managed to equalise through striker G. Mugenthiran in the 48th minute. At the Tun Abdul Razak Stadium in Jangka, Terengganu FC had to be satisfied with just a point after playing to a 1-1 draw with Felda United. Muhammad Nabil Ahmad Latpi had put the visitors ahead in the 83rd minute, but Felder United's Japanese import Kei Ikeda made sure the hosts salvaged a point when he netted the equaliser 5 minutes later. Meanwhile, Johor Darul Takzim 2 or JDT2 lost for the second time this season after they were beaten at home by Pulau Pinang 2-0. The visitors went in front through a header from their import player Sergio Aguero in the 33rd minute. The goal pressured JDT2 into action, but they failed to make any impact until the half-time whistle. A minute into the second half, the hosts were again hit by a second goal from the Northerners. This time, it was turn of another import player, Arruda da Silva. JDT2 tried as hard as they could to at least reduce the deficit, but could not find a way through the solid Penang defence. Full-time score, JDT2 0 and Pulau Pinang 2. Meanwhile, UiTM FC went top of the Premier League following a narrow 2-1 win over Sarawak in Shah Alam last night. It was, however, the visitors who opened the scoring as early as the 3rd minute through their veteran striker, Bobby Gonzalez. Stunned by the goal, Montenegrin striker Zarko Korec equalised for the Lions in the 29th minute. They, however, had to wait until 4 minutes from time to clinch the winning goal through Nazrin Shamsul. The result means UiTM now have 26 points, 1 point ahead of JDT2, while Sarawak remain in 10th place. And that's it from us this evening. In our top story, at least 3 killed after van skids in Semangul. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Jessica Lee. Stay tuned to TV2.